Welcome back to the channel, and today we're jumping on the bandwagon with everybody else. We've got our box from Associated. We actually have one of these at the local hobby shop as well, but my buddy went ahead and ordered one direct because he wasn't sure with all the distribution stuff that's been going on. He was scared he's going to miss out, so he did order one direct. We've got one waiting for us at our local hobby shop as soon as they open up after the holidays. We're going to grab it and have one for the channel as well. But this one will also be built here. So let's crack it open. As soon as I find the knife. You've all seen it 100 times on YouTube, but there we go. There's our RC10 and our 60th anniversary box. It's got the cool little silver leaf chrome plating lettering. I'm going to cut this box up because it's pretty tight. Alright, we got it out of the box there. Still sealed up. The box had a couple of dents in it, but our actual box here survived. Got a little nick right there, a little wrinkle. I think everything should be okay. Looks like it might have got dropped on its end one time. We're not worried about the box because we are going to build it. This is not going to be a shelf queen. This one will be run. Yeah, I guess go over the box a little bit. It does have some history of the 10T when it won the Winter Champs, and I got something to show you here in just a minute about that. Yeah, that's when it was a prototype right before it come out, and with the narrow tires. I'm glad that this kit does come with the narrow tires versus the wide ones because you can get wide tires. JC Racing and J Concepts makes wheels, not the screw together wheels, but they do make wheels that'll fit this truck. Here we go. First things first. Let's go move the camera here. All right. When I was a kid, I didn't have an RC10T, but I did have an original RC10 GT with the white plastics, and that was basically very similar build. I had the team truck, battery box, suspension parts, shock tower. Some people are not really complaining, but noting that some of these parts are different colors. I don't care. I think it's still pretty cool. Our nose plate, front suspension. Yeah, the front arms are a little bit greener looking than some of these are whiter. Yeah, that's fine with me. Looks good to me. Here's our transmission, our stealth, unfortunately with bushings. Some people online are comparing this to a sport kit. The sport kit back in the day actually come with a 6-gear transmission with bushings and gold shocks. The team came with bearings and the hard anodized gray shocks. There's our gold shocks. Little nose bumper, body mounts, steering bell crank, servo mounts, our reproduction of the factory body, very cool. I like this one. It's kind of thin, definitely lightweight. Some of the aftermarket bodies that are available are a little bit thick and heavy, and this thing's very crisp and very clean. There's like no misprint. We got a little wrinkle right there. That might have come from, that's a thin area of a mold anyway, so that's kind of understandable. I don't think that came from our dent in our box, but we're going to race it, so it's okay. Spur gear sits on top of the body in the box. That's a good place to put it. There's your narrow fronts and your rear tires. We are going to build this, and one thing I wanted to check, and first off, I just confirmed 1/4-inch axles to run a different wheel. I don't know if anybody's making a truck wheel with 1/4-inch axle. Most truck wheels are 3/16. So you will have to probably get the team car hub carriers. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I think Fan RC and JC Racing both offer a universal joint or CVD like thing that's 3/16. And then you can run a little bit more modern wheel like these J Concepts are 3/16. So that's one downside. If you're going to race this truck, you're stuck with dog bones if you're going to run the stock wheels. And I'm not sure of any other truck wheel that is 1/4 inch. The RC10 wheels that J Concepts makes are 1/4 inch axle for the 1.7s and the 1.9s, or the 1.9 fronts. But here's our chassis. It does have a number. Well, it's got a holographic sticker, but no number, and it has this little laser etched RC10T in there. So I guess that signifies the 60th anniversary. I had another YouTuber saying something about he's predicting that they'll come out with these as a kit, minus all of this anniversary stuff, and I hope they do. That'll be awesome. So there's enough of those old folks out here now. This is the 40+ crowd that are into these, that want to race them again, and I think they'll sell them as for the next 10 years, anyways. There's your stock ball cups. We may upgrade those to a little heavier duty RPMs, maybe. Your wrench kit and your shock piston gasket O-ring tool bob. And I've already seen this a few times. I'm sure y'all have too. The original neon stickers that came with RC10T, very cool. And a actual printed instructions manual versus the digital that comes with the buggy. Pretty thin version. Gets to the point, I guess. I've already seen one guy bought his, got it home, pulled an all-nighter, built it, and actually ran it in the same video. We're not trying to be super ambitious like that. We've got other plans for this truck. There's your factory decal set. They are not pre-cut. They're just, you have to cut them yourself. Not a big deal. Window mask for your body. Some good 3M tape. Not that cheap old white tape that used to come apart on you and make a mess. Our antenna tube, body clips, body washers, and the OG style neon stickers. Very cool. And a little pamphlet here. Just a little sales ad, I guess, for some other cars, parts, motors, and the clear car. Alright, I literally just recorded about 15 minutes for the video and didn't hit record. As I was saying at the beginning of the video, the ad on the back of the box, showing Cliff Lett's car, his truck, at this first race at won, and then the controversial tires. But I actually have the magazine that those pictures came from, and let me scroll back and try to recreate what I just said 15 minutes ago. This is real world, people. After my video the other night saying I want to do better quality, here I am, not even pushing record. There's the pictures that are on the box, and this is the full article. Got the Team Moo stuff all over it. Cowabunga, dude. I don't know if they did I didn't read this exactly. I think this is just explaining the truck because it was a prototype at the time. I don't think this was a actual like a review. And there's a couple other interesting things in this magazine. Tricked out Clodbuster. The Traxxas Hawk. Yeah, that's pretty cool. The Blue Eagle I'd like to have. That was a race truck, I believe. The Hawk had the same transmission setup as the Sledgehammer. And the Sledgehammer was more like a wheelie truck. Bam! Check it out. Masami's car. YZ, well, that's not a YZ10. That's actually his Yokomo Works car. And his RC10. Breaks down everything that was modified. Custom one-off stuff. His RC10. Got his drilled chassis. And it's cut down and polished edges. Even trimmed the nose tubes a little bit. Nose. The motor plate. All the things that we used to do back in the day, but a little bit better. Masami always took, his dad, I guess, was building his cars, and he always took the cases off the speed controllers to save weight, and they shrink wrapped them. Interesting little setup tip. There's actually a World's article from Australia. Masami swept 1989 Worlds. Will he repeat in 91? I think it was just a review. There's a 91 Worlds track layout if you wanted to build you a track at the house. Cactus Classic. And I was reading this earlier as I wasn't recording. There's Cliff Lett's truck again with the narrow front tires. And they got banned after that first race. After winning that big race in Florida. Cliff Lett, third place. And Mark Pavitas finished second. Brian Peterson, I'm not sure what he was driving. It doesn't say the cars. I can't really tell in the picture what shirt he's wearing, but yep, there you go. It wasn't the trick that day. Love looking back at these old magazines and seeing the cars that were those 40, 50-year-olds are going after. But I think I said earlier this was accidentally leaked. It looked a little fishy, but then it came out to be true. Whoever's doing their website, or it's either on purpose or they're just accidentally posting it up before they should. Because this was leaked, they took it right back down immediately, then they popped it back up the next week. And they started taking pre-orders. And then there was all the hoopla with the distributors. I hate it for anybody in UK, and especially the guys, UK and Canada, they're having to pay all these extra fees to even get one. I think they're right at $380 US, and before taxes and shipping and all that. But they slipped up again this week. They accidentally slipped the YZ10, and the YZ10 was a venture between Yokomo and Associated. Associated did not have a four-wheel drive car at the time, and the Associated team drivers were running two-wheel drive with the RC10, and they were running four-wheel drive with the YZ10. And I just so happened to have the December 1990, and it's got a couple of Cliff Lett's winning cars. And there you go. There's a YZ10, and that would be a cool car to recreate. I know some people's kind of love and hate on this body. I like this body better than the Yokomo 870 body that's out now. I think this looks more like a traditional buggy, less like a spaceship, in my personal opinion. The box art doesn't do it any justice. It's a little just kind of plain Jane, and they got the roof black, and you can't really see the lines, but it looks like a buggy to me. But it has his RC10. I don't know if there's anything. Got the whole bottom of the chassis cut out. Just put two-sided or packing tape to block it from dirt. It's milled, cut, nose plates cut down, motor plates cut down. The back of the chassis is rounded. Stealth transmission, of course. Graphite brace. Still got the stock bell cranks. But then turn over to his YZ10, and you could recreate this possibly. It's got a it's got low CX pattern tires, Reedy modified 14-turn, custom graphite chassis. There's a Jam and J upper chassis brace. It's got the Associated hard-coated shocks. I do like his wing mounts put on the backside. The kit puts them on the front side, and you got to put a loop-de-loop in your wing mount and your wing wire. It has custom machined arms. Looks like a Delrin arm. I don't know if it had put more rear toe in it. I didn't really read the article since 1990. I just flipped through these magazines. I remember seeing them, so I thought I'd get it out. I have it somewhere. There's an August of 91. They do a review on the YZ10, and it's got a cool paint job on it. I need to find it. I got the magazine out there in that stack somewhere. But it shows a lot of the tricks and tips they did back then. You had a lot more creativity back in the 90s. So you bought the car, but it was left it more professional in the building. You had to modify things and polish things and make things fit. And that's one of the things we kind of look back on fondly now as older folks. New kids just want to open the box and run it. So that was very cool to remember these magazines. There's another truck in here that I was interested in. There it is. The TRX Eagle. That truck won a couple of national championships. It's Dallas debut right there, Norca Off-Road. I think it won a stock class roller nationals. And a lot of these parts are very familiar. They look very similar to the Bandits and the Stampedes today and the Rustlers. The bulkheads look the same. The transmissions are the transmissions are different. The transmissions looks like an older Kyosho transmission, but it did have adjustable ball diff. But it had this weird 3-gear setup on the outside. Well, 2 gears and a pinion. JRX Pro. Yep. Must have been brand new back then. Lynx 2. I'm pretty fond of that car. There is the Norca Off-Road Nationals. There's some trucks in there. So very cool. Maybe one day we'll flip through some magazines, do just a read through. These magazines are quite a bit more intense than they are these days because of the internet. Internet kind of killed the magazine situation on every kind of aspect, even the real cars. There's your ad for Associated's YZ10. It doesn't have Yokomo except one little sticker on the, maybe 3 little bitty stickers, but it's showing. It doesn't say anything about Yokomo in the main ads, and Associated is your sponsor here. So Associated Motor or Reedy Motor, Associated Batteries, and I don't know. I like that body better than the Yokomo body. This one showing the Yokomo shocks. So this is basically just a rebranded Yokomo car. Not really rebranded, but it's just a remarketed, I guess, to distributors in America. Associated called theirs a YZ10. Don't quote me on that, but if you know more about this history, tell me about it. Give me a comment there. But there you go. That's them backwards wing mounts. I don't like that look. It makes sense because when you're going forward, you won't really lose your wing so much. But it just looks a little funny to me. I like the way Cliff Flitt had his set up with the wing mounts on the back of the shock tower. But yeah, one of these is coming. I don't know if we'll get one or not, but they leaked it last week, so YZ10s are on the way. I think Team Blue Groove makes maybe that body. If you got a Yokomo, you could make you one if you wanted to. And that's a cool box art paint job. I'd actually go with that one. I'm not usually on the box art. I like to do my own thing, but I like that. That's very cool. It's better than the red and white when it's in my actual box, in my opinion. But yeah, there you go. There's my unboxing video. It's different. This one won't be built real soon. We will have the RC10. I may not even do a build video. I may just get it close, and then we'll wrap it up with. So I'm going to do some J Concepts wheels. I'm going to paint it like a version of Jam and J's, and we got the modern tires for it, and we're going to run it on clay. So, and the TNT2, it's all here. It's just a matter of cleaning it up and refreshing it and putting it back together since we got the chassis painted. But that's it. Appreciate it. Stay tuned for better videos, hopefully. If not, I'm going to try to get my build videos more completed before I post them. Not just do like a live situation where I'm not getting it done. I think people want to see completion. It's hard to get a car halfway finished and you're out of time and post a video up. So I'm trying to store some of that footage. It becomes a little bit difficult because I am still doing this with my phone. I'm not really doing it and saving it on my computer or anything. I'm still kind of old school and very basic on doing this stuff. But I try to be somewhat informative. Maybe find some entertainment out of it, or some little bit of history lesson on some stuff. I'm not a historian, but I've been doing this for 40 years, and I know what I like. I know enough, I think, to get me by, and enough to get me in trouble. If I say the wrong thing, let me know. I'm not an expert by any means, but I'm going off of memories I had as a kid, and this is all the cars I could not afford as a kid. I can barely afford any of this stuff now. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed my unboxing video. If you did, leave me a comment. That is it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Welcome back for some bonus footage. I forgot we had a few extra pieces here. Let me adjust this camera here for you. While he was at it, he picked up the Ford body from J Concepts. It's a 93 Ford F-150. He's a Ford guy. This body is quite a bit heavier material than the factory body, and these corners in the roll cage are definitely more stout than the factory body. It's super like paper thin on the factory body. We got the J Concepts diamond cut, grid, honeycomb cut, lightweight motor plate. What else we got in here? Extra speed shorty carbon battery holder. So we're going to run a shorty pack. We got a RC10T carbon battery brace if we need it from J Concepts. We got the J Concepts machine nose tubes. I assume they'll fit a 10T and or, yeah, it does, diamond cut for 10T. We didn't need it, but we got it. We got a brand new nose plate. There's nothing significantly different at all with the J Concepts nose plate. It's just new. It's not bent if you're restoring your old truck. And we have the RC10T carbon fiber front shock towers. We got the RC10T aluminum steering bell cranks in black. And they got the fancy little machined edges with bearings. It's cool. And we got the carbon rear shock tower. And we got a set of J Concepts wheels, and they are all fronts. We don't have any rears yet. We hadn't determined what we're going to do with the rears, like I said, with the 3/16 versus quarter-inch axles. And you don't need to see this. It's a charge lead. Nothing to do with the truck. It's got everything but the 10T carbon transmission brace. The one with the buggy or the truck, they sell them separately. But the only difference is the one made for the truck doesn't have a hole for a body mount. The buggy has a rear body post on that transmission brace, and the truck doesn't. So for whatever reason they do, well, I guess they do it just to make it, if you're very into making details, you don't need an extra hole there because you're not running a body post on the truck body. So very cool. There's our project. Like I said, we do have the Factory Works Dirt Oval. I think it's Factory Works Dirt Oval shock towers for one. So like I said, at least 3 of them amongst all me and my buddies, and one of them's going Dirt Oval, and 2 of them will go retro racing. And stay tuned for those builds. We're going to be pretty cool. Can't wait. All right, that's it for the bonus footage. We'll see you next time. I appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button, like and comment and all that good stuff, and we'll see you on the next one.